Y'all, I have never had something like this happen when I've done candle magic before. Spirit's messages around this latest cord cutting ritual with our honey and money flowing in came in hot, very hot, literally. So I had to do the story time here on the podcast because I don't feel like there was any way that I would have been able to fit all of this info into a shorter video, reel, or something like that. You guys need to hear what happened with this honey and money candle in detail. Okay, welcome back to another episode of Cosmosis or Whatever with me, your host, Celia Marie 1243, the Spirit Guide Whisperer. I'm your friendly neighborhood psychic, tarot reader, ancestral energy healer, spiritual mentor, and you are here because you want some guidance and some support on your healing journey. You want to learn how to trust yourself and your intuition. You want to learn how to connect with your spirit guides. Yes? If so, you're in the right place, and subscribe if that fits your vibe. If you've been around a minute and haven't had the chance to rate the podcast yet, please do. So we know that the full moon, those are excellent times to set intentions. We have a full moon every month. It's a great time to focus on our spiritual hygiene and, of course, do some magic. And I've been hosting full moon events since I think like 2022. And I know the first one was a Sagittarius full moon because I was really excited about it being a full moon when my sun sign is. I'm a Sagittarius. So every full moon we get together, we focus our energy and our intentions towards something magical, towards something healing. And I have really loved doing this because we're all busy, but it kind of just sets some time aside to dive into our spirituality, really be engulfed in whatever healing lesson we're learning. And it can make a huge difference and just kind of help keep you up to date with your spiritual maintenance. Even if that's the only spiritual maintenance you get done all month, at least it's that. So we've done classes for releasing sacral blockages. We've done classes and meditations to meet your spirit guides. We've explored past lives. And lately, I have been starting to do candle magic for our collective, and that has become one of my favorite things to do. I love candle magic. So I will sit with our collective spirit guides. I will study the energy around the upcoming full moon, and I channel a group working that will best fit the needs of the collective. So this past full moon in Gemini, we did a cord cutting honey and money ritual. It felt kind of like the perfect time to let go of some old stuff, usher in a beautiful new abundant chapter as, the last full moon of 2024. So we cut cords with anything that has been blocking our money, our sweetness, and that started Monday with our cord cutting spell. So everyone who had full access to the ritual got to see the cord cutting candles burn in real time. If you weren't able to be there, the recording is still available and you can watch it. So how a spell candle burns and anything that kind of happens as you prepare for that spell, as the candle's burning, during the ritual, it'll give you a snapshot of the energy and how the results of a spell are going to manifest in your life. So I'll include the whole summary of the energy in the energy report for the ritual on my website blog in a couple of days. While I kind of just gather all the rest of this information, but I had to share this story time. Right, so Thursday, which is the day ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, I lit our honey and money candle. I got the message that it was important to wait a couple days to really kind of let the cord cutting energy clear out before lighting our money candle. And I completely understand that. Why now? Because the cords that we are cutting, you guys, are heavy. Like ancient, literally getting the word ancient for some of these cords that we have been cutting. But wait, wait till I tell you how this money candle burned. And I hope this gives you an idea of just how protected we all really are and how much honey and money will flow if you allow it, and how trusting your intuition is really never going to steer you wrong. Okay, so I lit our candle at 9:59, our honey and money candle that I got from Costa Rica, our last retreat. I cleared out my space. I put up my protections, all of your standard things before you do a candle spell. I sat with the collective intentions, and then I lit the candle and I watched the flame. And maybe you guys have heard me say this a couple times before, but how a candle burns can tell you a lot about a spell, its effect. So the candle was nice, bright, it was steady, so that's a really good sign. And I just had a feeling to sit and watch it for a bit, so I did. So I noticed a lot of the wax was piling up on the left side, which can represent the past, and I was getting messages of finances being blocked or stifled from the past, and that clearing up. And so I got this message of like the spell and the energy work starting to kind of open up the floodgates. And so Spirit confirmed that in a lot of different ways. I left the candle in my altar room, aka my office, on its own for a little bit, which, a disclaimer, I've done that many times before. I have my own precautions, right? I usually will leave like a glass of water next to it, somewhere in the room, so I can like put it out if I need to. I'll leave like a window cracked open, like that kind of thing. So I come back to check on the candle a few minutes later, and let me tell y'all that this candle is burning fast. Super fast. It was down more than halfway after like 25 minutes. Okay. And every candle burns a little bit differently, but I was not expecting it to burn that fast. So like I said, lots of wax is building up on the left side, the back side of the candle. And I keep getting this message of the cords that a lot of us are cutting currently. A lot of these cords have to do with money struggles, and it is ancestral. We talked about that on the live on Monday, but these messages were also coming in really strong as confirmation as I was watching the candle. So I was also getting messages about the money pouring in as a result of this ritual is kind of an act of our benevolent ancestors being repaid in a way, and that they're all very much behind a lot of this money and how it will be flowing to us as we break our mindsets. We break out of these mindsets that have been keeping us from our money, from our abundance, our happiness, joy. So that feels good, right? I'm sitting with the candle and the flame starts to get huge because at this point, the flame is reaching the bottom where the herbs are. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just sit here and watch this. On Monday, if you were there, my smoke alarm went off a couple of times because the flame and the smoke were so strong. And to be honest, that kind of happens regularly between me doing candle magic and smoke cleansing, my office space very regularly. My smoke alarm is going off constantly. I know my neighbors are just like, what are you doing in there? But something tells me to sit and just watch this candle. I can't really explain what it is besides intuition. So even Jen, she's like, you always leave your candles in there on your own, but I just feel drawn to sit and watch it, especially with all of these herbs that are burning on it and because the flame is so high. So disclaimer, am I the beacon of fire safety? No, probably not. So take this as a caution that when you're working with fire, put your fire safety. We have a fire extinguisher in the house. Know how to use that. Take all your precautions. And this is also really just like a message of spiriting. Okay, in this story. So this is a strong message about following your intuition, paying attention to signs the spirit gives us and how you are being guided and protected always. So I'm watching the flame. I'm getting lots of messages about the ancient cords being cut, our mindsets around money, accepting help, having our capacity for receiving good things expanding exponentially with this ritual. So Nola comes in, my dog daughter, she comes in a couple times to check on me before she goes to bed. And the herbs at the bottom are mostly burned down and the flame starts to kind of settle a little bit. At this point, it's almost 11 p.m. and I'm starting to get a little tired. So since the flame calmed down, I leave my water next to it and I get into bed. So after a couple of minutes in bed, I hear a noise and it kind of sounds like pounding on a door a little bit, but I just chalk it up to my loud neighbors upstairs. They're thumping around and making all kinds of loud stomping noises at all hours of the night. So I don't really think much of it. But thinking back on it, I'm like, yeah, that was probably spirit trying to get my attention because it did kind of make me sit up in the bed. Then a little bit later, I hear sounds that kind of sound like our dishes on the drying rack. So I stack my dishes all crazy personally, like there's not really a rhyme or reason. I kind of just like throw them on there and hope for the best. So a lot of times when everything's quiet, we'll hear the dishes shifting. So I heard a sound that sounded like that. Maybe you guys know where this is going. But I don't get up. I'm comfy in bed. I'm like, I'm good. Don't judge me. Okay. So I fall asleep. But then I get woken up by first another kind of like glass sound. And then randomly, not so randomly, my alarm goes off. Y'all, I look at my alarm. It's 11:34 p.m. and I'm confused because I just woke up and I'm like, what is happening? I don't remember setting an alarm for that time at any point, but it's going off and it yanks me out of my sleep. I immediately jump out of the bed and run to my office to check the candle. Y'all, sure enough, the glass bowl I lit the candle in is shattered on top of the platter thing that I set it on. Thank God I had the platter there. And the candle is still burning on a chunk of the bowl with the salt and the wax. And it literally feels like I am interrupting the flame from throwing a party all over my carpet. Yeah. So I go to blow the flame out and it's not going out. And I'm like, damn, I know the magic is strong, but I need to put this out before it jumps onto my carpet. So I blow it out a couple more times. It's out. And I'm just sitting there with this. And I'm like, this bowl is completely shattered. I always use that bowl for candle magic. And clairaudiently, I hear the word breakthrough. And I'm like, well, yeah, I see that. And y'all, why is it 911 on the clock right now? Okay, hello. That is one of the angel numbers I have been seeing constantly at this point. And I'm going to make a YouTube video on that one. But anyways, so all of this is happening with the candle. It feels very powerful, slightly scary, but I've taught you guys, hopefully I've taught you that when things feel scary, it's 99%, maybe not 99, but a lot of the times it's because that thing is unfamiliar. And a lot of times we jump right into the fear and the scares, being scared about it without checking into what it kind of really feels like. So when I'm tuning into it, it just feels very powerful, but it also feels very aligned. It doesn't feel malicious. It doesn't feel bad, but it does feel powerful. And I take the glass breaking as a sign that we are protected. It feels like a sign that all of those ancient and strong cords that I was picking up on, maybe even curses, if that resonates for you, that have been kind of keeping us in a lack mindset, are being severed. So when glass shatters in my household, it's always a sign of us being protected from a malicious energy, right? Glass will often break when Jen and I are talking about someone that we suspect is being weird or malicious. Or sometimes, when we're cleaning or cleansing, which I feel like is normal for me at this point. I don't know if it's normal for anybody else. But so for everyone in the ritual, please be patient, okay? Because I almost don't even think we can wrap our minds around how much energy is truly moving through us right now to cut these cords. Okay, be gentle and be very patient with yourself. That is part of the sweetness in this energy work that we are calling in right now. So get your rest. Listen to your intuition, your higher self, your spirit guides. The universe is always taking care of us. I have no idea where that alarm came from, but if I wouldn't have had that alarm go off, who knows what would have happened. Okay? Spirit is speaking to us and guiding us and protecting our path, but we have to listen to the messages. We have to answer when the alarm goes off. We have to listen to those gut instincts. Okay? Okay. Get your rest. Okay? Your path is being protected as we're breaking these generational curses, as we're stepping into timelines of true abundance, of wealth. These are things that your ancestors have been dreaming of for you. So honor their dreams by following your intuition. Okay? All is well. You guys, please let me know what you have been experiencing. Send me a DM on Instagram. What have you been experiencing over the past few days as far as energy and synchronicities with the spell work, money, sweetness, even if it's something small, okay? Notice it all, give gratitude to all of it. And as you do that, it will amplify. You'll start to notice more and more things. Okay, the energy report for this ritual will be up in a few days. You'll see signs associated with this ritual for the next 2 weeks or so. So the effects are definitely going to last longer than that, but the really big signs, people coming up, things happening over the next 2 weeks, really pay attention to those because those will give you clues about what cords you are cutting, and shadow work that still needs to be done, actions that need to be taken, those kind of things. But these are whole shifts in our bloodlines, you guys. These are whole shifts in our timelines. It is all connected, okay? And that is cosmosis. So thank you for allowing me to help you guys with this deep spiritual healing work. And thank you for listening to the podcast. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.